G'day guys, Moose here and welcome to Sawdust and Chrome. This video is the best. It's all about boxes. I'm going to teach you how to make a basic mitre box with a cool glue up technique you will never think of, clamp free. And I'm going to show you how to make a jig to make our strengthening splines in the corners so these are rock solid. But best of all, I'm going to show you how to make 4 different style of lids. So it's going to be based on your skill set, your equipment, your students, your kids, whatever you think they're capable of. But you can have a crack at all 4 too. What I like about all 4 of these is they're all different. They're going to introduce you to some new stuff to do with the router table. That one's pretty cool. Sorry, they're all cool. And like always, this one's my favourite. But like always, your safety is my priority. So I'm going to teach you how to do everything safely. Hoping you get to take home real cool boxes. You might buy yourself more kit for the garage or the shed. Huge fan of. So I think that's it. Let's get into it. If you haven't yet, please click the buttons, the like, subscribes. We're slowly growing our family and it is just the best. That's it. Peace and love. Sawdust and Chrome.
Sawdust and Chrome.
Everybody loves
Sawdust and Chrome.
All right, my favourite people. Things you need to consider. Timber choices. Obviously, you can use whatever you got lying around. Make sure it's flat, got good edges, it's nice and square. Especially for this job. You're going to find out later when we do the corners. Timber-wise, I've got some ash, got a bit of pine. But today, we're going to use maple. What I love about maple is that it kind of comes in a variety of different shades of red, browns. It's good variety in the timber. It can look beautiful finished and polished up. It's not crazy expensive and it's not crazy hard on the tools either. So maple's a good compromise. I also want you to consider proportions. So our boxes we're going to do are going to be 12 by 20. So it's a little under 5 and a little under 8 inches for those of you on the other side of the planet. 12 centimetres by 20. With this size box, the proportions of your walls are important. If you have it the full thickness, the 18 to 2 centimetres, it's just too thick. It's just too chunky. So we're going to thin them down to about 12. So your box won't look heavy. I'm also going to jump on the thicknesser. We're going to jump on the drop saw. If you're new to the drop saw, please check out this safety video. It's got all the hot tips. I would hate for anyone to get hurt. I would hate for you to cut something off that you cannot grow back. So please look after yourselves. I think that's it. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe, do the likes. We're trying to grow our family. You guys can rock out. Let's go. Sorry, I forgot one more hot tip. Depending on the style of lid you're going to do, 18 thick will suit, 12 thick may suit. So depending on your lid style, consider that before you machine all your timber up. I can't give you timber back if we get rid of it. All right, let's go. Great job. So I've got all the timber I need to do 4 boxes. So they're all the sides ready to go. I've got my lids, my timber for my lids ready to go as well. I've got two different sizes for all the options I need. Super simple. And I've got some spare, just in case. Now, I've done this a few times and my hot tips are wide tape if you can. Wider the better. It's easier to use than doubling up on this stuff. So saying that, I might run out. So you might see both anyway. Got my rag, glue, and a sacrificial board. This is nice and flat. Mainly because I want to work on this because my bench is not perfect. So this should do it. This will do the trick. Where kids have gotten into trouble in the past is, you would have noticed when I was cutting these out that I checked the first few to make sure they were perfect and square. They have to be square. You want them square so you get nice joins in the corners. And when we put all 4 pieces together, you're going to see me roll it up, that it's going to kind of match back in the corner at the end. And, get rid of all the dust. Masking tape and dust doesn't work very well. So dust free, square, all the same sizes, all the same thicknesses, ready to go. I think that's it. You guys rock out. Awesome job, guys. Boxes are done, ready to dry overnight, so they'll be nice and hard for tomorrow. I hope you noticed I took my time getting rid of the glue on the inside, just because it's heaps easier now than later on. The tops and bottoms we can get rid of later easy, but inside, take your time. If it's not perfect, please go back and sort it out. Workshop gods were looking after us. Perfect amount of tape, so that's a great way to end the day. Please make sure you join the family, click the like, subscribes. Means the most that you guys are on board, and I think that's it. Go on, get out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love. G'day guys, welcome back. It's been a couple days. These are nice and dry, as you can see, but I want to show you a cool technique because the mitre joint is not a good gluing joint, so we need to add some strength. So, I hope you can see, we're going to add these strengthening kind of splines in the corners. But to do that, I'm going to show you how to make one of these sleds. Super easy to do and very handy. As you can see, we've used this one a stack of times. But I want to show you how to make one from scratch, and we're going to make one to suit exactly these boxes, so it's going to be perfect. It's good to see you guys again. Let's go. You guys deserve a dad joke. I was chatting to my wife the other day and I said, "Baby, am I the only one you've ever been with?" She was like, "Yeah, all the rest were 9s and 10s. Surely I'm better than a 1. The mucking out for this guy is really easy. Obviously the most important part is the base is nice and flat for our table saw, and this has to be 45s. Make sure that ends up on the 45, then you'll be right. Oh, and last hot tip. When you put the screws in, make sure your screws are at least about 45 up from the bottom. 40 mil is basically where we kind of set the table saw at. So make sure you're not cutting screws off. I think that's it. Oh, while I've got your attention, if you're new to using the drills at all, please check out my video. Just quick ones, quick hits, safety tips, how to use it, stay out of trouble. That's it. Marking out. Quick explanation. So these two side bits are the two kind of, I guess, rail slides that we'll use on the table saw. Just need to be nice and flat. They're about 10 centimeters tall. The length of them is not super important. I think these were 35. Anything, a little bit of distance works well. Now these are the two uprights that are super important. These two guys. And you would have noticed that I've made them, I want them to be a snug fit for our boxes to fit into the slide, into the cradle. So they're exactly the width, or I should say the tiniest bit wider than these guys. We're going to go to the table saw, drop saw, I'm going to sort this out and then we're going to screw it together. Super easy. All right, you guys rock out for a little while. Alright, the marking out's pretty easy. Find the center. So these are your two sideboards. Center. Then I need you to get me a couple 45s. Now I want you to imagine that your bit of wood, is on this side of it. It's on the outside, outside. So I need it to go there, but I need the bottom of it to be just above the base. So it's going to look like that. You need to mark this out because I want to know where I'm going to put my countersunk holes. So be really fussy. Plywood we're using is 18mm. I like the 18 just only because it's a little bit thicker. I've got a bit more room for movement putting my screws in. Don't forget to mark that 45. I might finish this off while you guys rock out. Great job so far. See, worked out perfect. Perfect sled for these boxes. Now, next important thing is what timber material do you want to use for our strengthening splines? I might use this piece of pine. I'm going to thickness it down. I like the pine because it's going to give me a bit of contrast between the two timbers. By fluke, I had a little bit of this lying around. The idea is I need material that is the tiniest bit thinner than the thickness of our table saw blade. Tiniest bit. It's going to make sense, a little bit more sense later on. So, I actually might go machine this down, you guys can rock out, and I'll see you at the table saw. That's it. Peace and love. First and foremost, please, please, please be careful. Table saws are awesome, but if it goes wrong, it goes really wrong. And we don't want to damage anything we can't grow back. So please be careful. Hot tips with the table saw is, I want to have my splines coming in about 1 centimetre from the edge, top and bottom. So I've got to adjust the fence to accommodate my centimetre I want and the thickness of my sled, the thickness of the side panels. And with the depth, I want you to lower the table saw blade so it'll be as high as it can without punching through the inside. So take that into account. It's going to be hard for you to see, but when I drop this in, I can draw on the inside of it. The very inside of it. And I can use that as a guide to take my measurements off. So I'm going to go a smidge under that. So I'm going to check what that measurement is. That's the height of my blade, and I'm going to come in 1 centimetre plus the thickness of the outside edge. That's it. Be careful, rock out. My hot tip is, do your first cut and check. Please make sure when your box is in the cradle that you have a little bit of pressure so the box doesn't move up or down on you. That's it, back into it. All right, legends, dad joke. Scientists have discovered that if you talk to cows, they actually produce more milk. So the farmers have to chat to them because apparently it goes in one ear and out the other. I told you that bit was easy. So these have worked out perfect and my timber is a good fit. So, I'm just going to head over to the bandsaw, scroll saw, whatever you got at home. We need to cut little rectangle pieces that are going to suit. Easiest way to explain it is, if I put one there, so it's going to fit in like that. That's all I actually need. So I reckon I might be able to get 3 strips out of this. And maybe cut myself rectangle pieces about that size. You don't have to be crazy fussy, but I do need a little bit extra because we need to tap them in the tiniest bit. That's it. Bandsaw, we're going to go rock out. Before I get into it, if you're new to the bandsaw, check out the video that keeps you out of trouble. That's it, let's go. Awesome work. Now we're up to the last stage for today. We're going to glue in our strengthening splines. So they're all ready to go. If you need to tweak them, sometimes a little bit of sanding. These should be pretty close, so I shouldn't have to do too much. But worst thing is, my hot tip is, avoid, I'm going to exaggerate it, don't glue up anything and I've got a gap. Make sure our splines are all the way down, both sides. Please double check. There's nothing worse than when you've got a schmick box and then there's just that tiny little gap that I didn't see. So be really fussy with the glue up. I'm going to use a little brush just to spread my glue into the little grooves. I'm ready to go. Got my glue, got a little rag just to wipe off the excess, and I might be real fussy with the chisel as well and scrape off what I can't get with the rag. I think that's it. So you guys gonna rock out? That's it, enjoy. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are the best. Great job. And these are pretty schmick, ready to go. We're gonna leave them dry overnight. And it's totally up to you how fussy you want to be getting rid of the excess glue. They need to get sanded anyway, so I don't think it's a big drama. I love today that we introduced you to a new technique. We got to build something that's going to be super handy forever and a day. And yeah, we learnt new skills. I think that's it. Please double check, make sure you're happy with how they're going to dry up, because I can't fix it tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll do the bases, and then if we have a good day, I'm going to show you the 3 different types of lids, my favourite ones. That's it. You guys are the best. Peace and love. G'day guys, Moose here. Welcome back, and today's going to be super easy. I love today. We're going to jump on the bandsaw, trim off our strengthening splines just a little. Give yourself a couple mil. Please don't scratch up your box on the bandsaw. Be really careful. And then I'm going to jump on our sanders here, clean them up so they're schmick, and then we'll work on the bases. If you're new to the bandsaw, please check out this video. I want you to stay out of trouble. It means the world to me that you're nice and safe. Whatever sanding system you've got at home, just go nuts. It doesn't really matter. We just need to clean up the sides. I think that's it. Before we go and rock out, please make sure you click the like, subscribes. Make sure you're a part of the family. I don't want you to miss out anything. That's it. Let's go. Welcome back, great job. These are sanded up schmick, there's no gaps, so I'm really happy with how that went. Now for the base, that's the project for today. We're going to glue them up and we're done for today. I'm going to use a bit of ply. It's nice 3mm ply, looks good. We just cut it to size to suit the bases. But the next part I really like is that it introduces you guys to another piece of equipment, the router table and router bits. If you're new to the router table, please be very careful. It's one of those things that when it works well, it's the best. If it goes a little bit astray, it can get a smidge nasty, especially on our project. So please be careful. We use these rebate cutter bits because the idea is I've got to cut a groove on the inside edge, on the bottom of our boxes, that I can put the bases in. What I don't want, what I'm a fan of is not seeing the base from the outside edge. So we're going to rebate them inside. The base is 3mm thick, so we're going to set our router at about 3.5, so it's a fraction above the bottom of it, so it still stays nice and flat. The router bits, they come in a couple of different sizes. So the idea is the bearing on top rotates around the inside of our box, and you set the depth to what you need to suit the base. But the bearing to the outside edge is the key, bearing to the outside edge is the key. So I hope you can see it okay. This one's a smidge too big. I don't want to go that close to the outside edge. So I'm going to use a smaller one that's already set up. Keep that in mind. Depending on the thickness of your boxes, the walls, that'll dictate what router bit you can use. Oh, and the router bit will leave curved corners. So it's totally up to you what you want to do with the base. You can leave them like that, shape the base to suit, or I've got a combo on that one. Square corner versus round corner. So I'll show you both, just because we can. I think that's it. You're going to rock out and we'll jump on the router table. All right, a dad joke just for the kiddies. What do you call an anxious dinosaur? A nervous Rex. You can use that one. Sorry, wait. Just a bit of a heads up with the router table. If you're brand new to it, I would practice on chunky bits of scrap first. Get used to the feel of when the router bit digs into your timber, the amount of muscle you need to use, so I would hate for anything to go wrong. Please understand that the router spins in a certain direction and then you have to feed your timber into the rotating blade. Sorry, this is a bad example. If you're not feeding into it, if you're feeding kind of with the turning router bits, it will want to throw the job away. So please, you're always hanging on tight, you're always kind of feeding into the cutting bit as it spins. It'll make sense to those who've used router tables before. If you haven't, please practice a lot. Big chunky bits so your fingers don't have to go anywhere near it. I would hate for someone to get hurt. Like all the awesome equipment, when it works well and you know what you're doing, it's just the best. It saves you so much time. It does a job in 10 seconds that I couldn't do in hours and hours. I'm just trying to say be careful. All right, let's go. Great job. Routering's gone well, and I've cut my 4 bases that I need. These are cut to size, ready to go. So, I'm going to show you 2 different techniques. Obviously with the round curve, I need something to trace, a coin or a washer, something lying around that suits the curve perfect. So then all I'm going to do is trace with a pencil, trace the curves to match on the 4 corners, and then I'll just sand them on the linear to suit. So that should drop into the curved. My other one is, I'm going to leave this square, and I'm going to make this suit. So you're going to see me chisel out square corners. So the idea is I do the 4 corners, then this square piece will pop in. That should be all we need. So you guys are the best, rock out, and I'll finish this off. There you go, good job. They all came up pretty good. I had to go tweak them tiny bits on the sander just to make sure they were a good fit. Totally up to you how fussy you want to be. Last bit, super easy. We're going to put just a tiny trickle of glue. Don't go overboard because you end up with glue on the inside. Tiny bit of glue. Pop my lids, my bases in. And then I usually just leave it to dry with a bit of weight on top. Have a quick look, see if there's any excess glue you want to sort out. That's kind of it. Thank you so much for the day. You guys, are, as always, are the best. And rock out. Awesome job, that is us done for today. I'm going to let these dry overnight, then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you some variety of different lids you can do, depending on your machinery, depending on the skill set, depending on the age of your kids and your students. It'll be totally up to you. So I'll show you some basics to more advanced. That's it. You guys are the best. Click the buttons, go treat yourself to some new tools. Peace and love. G'day guys, welcome back. Moose here, and today is the best day by a mile. Today, so all our boxes are done. I'm happy with how they've gone so far. So they're ready to go, nicely sanded. Now it's all about lids. I want to show you 4 different styles. 4 different styles, mainly because I want you to pick what, I don't know, your skill set works with, or the equipment that you've got. Sliding lid of some sort, a flip lid, and I'll show you one other using the router bits. Router bits. I don't mind this project because I'm going to show you how to use a few of the router bits. Could be a good excuse to go grab some more kit, which I'm a big fan of. So 4 different styles. You pick what works for you. I've got my solid timber ready to go for our lid designs. I'll chat you through all 4, and you can rock out in between stuff as well. Again, please click the like, subscribe, spread the word. I'm trying to grow our family. You guys mean the world to me. That's it. Peace and love. First lid I want to show you is probably my favourite the last few years. It's a simple, just 45 chamfer lid into chamfers on the box. So this is the bit I'm going to use. 45 with the bearing on top. You're going to see, I won't kind of show you, but I trimmed the lid. I guess the full size of the lid is pretty much kind of halfway from wall to wall. Pick the centers to centers, center to center. That should be a smidge oversized. So the plan is I'm going to creep up to exactly what I want. I should get, the base is easy on the 45, but leave yourself, I hope you can see it, about a 4mm flat top edge, then the 45 down. So you're going to see me creep up to it on the router table. Then with the lid, it should be a smidge oversized, and I'll just use the router and I'll carefully just kind of trim it on the 45. If it's a smidge too big, I'll sand it a tiny bit smaller, then do the 45 again. The idea is I creep up to it because I don't want to go past the mark I want. And if you've done a good job, your lid should be pretty much flush with the top edge of the box. That's what we get, and I should see this kind of nice little indent too. That's the plan. It's a smidge fiddly, but it's worth taking your time. So you guys rock out, I'll do the fiddly stuff. All right, the next part of the process is I've obviously got to chisel out the corners so I get nice kind of 45s I can use with our lids. So that part's pretty easy, just take your time. And you'll note, I reckon my lid is the smidgest, sorry, that's my technical term, too wide. So I won't film it, but I'm going to jump on the sander. I'm going to chisel that out. Then I'm going to jump on the sander, take maybe a couple mil off, 2 edges, then redo the 45s, then see how that fits. So you guys rock out again. Lid 1 done. So it's totally up to you if you want to add a handle of some sort or laminate a strip. I'm a fan of just whacking a hole dead center, using that as my handle. I'm a fan of the less hardware the better. So I'll let that bit, totally up to you guys. I might just whack a simple hole in this and then that'll be this one done. Then we'll move on to the next. You guys have been great so far. Hey folks, what do you call a sad cup of coffee? A despresso. Box 1 happy. Good job so far. For our second box, I'm going to use a straight cut router bit. So the idea is I'm going to rebait, I guess, a trench around the outside edge so that this lid will drop into the box. I'm hoping that I'll have the depth set so the lid thickness will still look like the same thickness of our boxes with about 4 or 5 mil that sits inside the box. The lid at the moment is a fraction bigger than I need. Just a little bit. It's only like maybe a mil, which is perfect because I want to, you're going to see me creep up size-wise with the router to the lid. Once the lid fits in, I should have a tiny bit of overhang everywhere if I've done a good job, and then we can sand it schmick around the whole edge. That's the plan anyway. So, and because we're using a straight cut router bit, you know, there's no bearings. So we have to use the fence on the router table. So I get to introduce you guys to something else, which I'm a massive fan of. I think that's it. Let's rock out. You'll see me, I'll creep up to the perfect size I want. Like everything to do with the router table, creep up to what you need. Don't go straight there and get it either right or wrong. I'd rather you kind of creep there. All right, that's it. Let's go. Awesome job. Number 2 box done. Make sure there's a little bit of a wiggle room. Because timber obviously is going to expand and contract a little, so give it a little bit of a wiggle. That'll be good to go forever. Nice work. Now number 3. Number 3, I want to do this flip lid. This is actually a bit of a favourite with the kids. A little bit more than me, but I can introduce you to another router bit. The round over one. What I'm going to do, I need a round over edge on the back. You can router it, you can just sand it, it doesn't really matter. But while we've got it and I've got the router and we're on fire, let's do it. What I need for this one is a piece of timber, the same thickness as our walls, and I need it to be a perfect fit. Give yourself about a mil's grace, fit inside your box. So you need to cut that to size. We're going to use a round over bit to curve the back. Then I'll do the fiddly hinge stuff. When I say fiddly, you just need a little piece of rod or a chunky nail. We can make anything work. So you guys rock out. I'll go sort out the lid. I'll show you the router bit. Then we'll get to the drill press to do all the hinge part. That's it. You guys are the best. Peace and love. All right, lid's ready to go. I've marked the end I want the curve at. It's a good fit, a little bit of wiggle room. Give yourself a little. I've made a couple of spaces that are going to go under the lid that will keep the lid flush with the top for marking out. I've got 2 metal pins, 2 metal rods. These are just offcuts of old metal rod axles we use on little race car toys. Whatever you got, it doesn't really matter. They're longer than I need because we're going to sand them flush when we have to. Really important, I've got a drill bit that's perfect size for these guys. And the offcut from my lid, I need because we have to glue like a little ledge for our lid to sit on. Oh, and I've got a couple spaces to help me put that little ledge exactly where I need it as well. So, trying to make things easier, work smarter, not harder. That's it, we're off to the drill press. You guys are the best. No, wait, not the drill press. I'm going to show you the marking out. It's really simple. I'll explain it. Then it's the drill press where I'll do a couple holes and you guys will rock out. So that's it, false start. All right, things you need to consider. They're my spacers. Making sure the curve is at the end you want. I've got a little bit of wriggle room, so I'm going to halve the gap. Next thing is I want you to consider where you want to hinge it. Don't go too far or the back of the box hits the bottom of the box. And obviously don't go too close to the edge. So anywhere around here. Your eye's usually a pretty good judge of what you want to do. So I think I'm going to go about 4. Make sure you're happy with your gaps. Split the middle. So, on the lid, you're going to come down and we're going to go halfway down on both. So we're half of about 13. Mark 1, grab yourself a marking gauge. On the box, be real fussy, come down. Come down. So, from the top edge, give yourself a hole. Make sure you're from the top edge again. Top of the box. Top of the box. Nice. Be really fussy with this stuff. Give yourself an indent that's going to work as a center punch. Because I need that little tiny drill bit to locate exactly where we want. So, that should all work well. I'm going to head to the drill press. You guys have been fantastic today. So good, I've actually changed my mind. So, we've done this style lid. Beautiful. We've done this style lid. Beautiful. We just glued that one up. We've glued the little ledge that the lid sits on. So that'll be perfect tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow, a tiny bit of super glue on the pins and then we'll linish them perfect. But I don't want to do a sliding lid. I'm going to show you how to do this perfect, sick dovetail pencil case in another video. So I'm not going to show you that. But I reckon because we're awesome, I want to show you this one. This one's, I actually really like this one too. And to set it up for tomorrow, we have to glue, wait. I've got a solid lid. It's the same thickness as the walls. And I'm going to glue this whole lid to the box with a tiny bit of overhang around the edge. So that can be sanded. I'm going to show you that technique tomorrow. So tonight I'm going to glue the lid onto this. Don't go overboard with the glue. Glue it. I'm going to chuck it in a vise. It's going to be schmick for tomorrow. And I'm going to show you this guy. So, extra bonus step because you guys mean the world to me. That's it. Have a great arvo and peace and love. G'day guys, welcome back. I promise this is our last session. How good did this box turn out? I'm real happy with the fit of the lid. It's sanded up beautifully. It's almost ready for oil. Now this guy, this is what we're concentrating on today. I've given it a quick sand. It's nice and schmick, ready to go. What I normally do with these is I'm going to split it in two, pretty much dead center. I'll do it on our table saw because it's the most accurate thing we've got. I'll make sure the blade is halfway and I'll do the height of my blade will only be a smidge thicker than the wall thickness. So I'm going to set it about 14 mil. I'm going to skim the box through it. It's going to be, well, hopefully it's going to be close to perfect. It might need a little sand, but that should be easy. Next bit, I'm going to do the inside wall. That's what helps us locate our lids on. And that's what gives us the extra storage. And I've already thinned up some pine. I'm using pine because I want the contrast and it's nice and soft, easy to use, and it's about 5 mil thick. I'm going to carefully creep up to it. I'm going to do miter cuts on the drop saw. I'm going to take my time because I want to get a nice schmick fit. It should be schmick enough that I don't actually have to glue it in. It should jam in nicely. I think that's it. You guys can rock out. I'll go sort the box out and then we'll trim these guys up. We're nearly done. You guys are the best. Peace and love. Perfect job, guys. So, our inner wall fits in nicely. You'll notice I did a bit of sanding just to give it a slight chamfer, just so it's a little bit easier to pop the lid on, to get it on and off. It's up to you, like everything we do, it's up to you how fussy you want to be with the sanding. Last bit of rocking out for you guys is I'm going to give everything just a quick hit with some 400. I'll give it a blast and then we'll just oil them up. Usual story, there's nothing clever about the oiling. And I think that's it. All right, let's nail it. We're so close. You guys are brilliant. All right, guys, dad joke time. But before we get into it, I don't know if you guys have noticed, we're slowly creeping up. We're gonna hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, hopefully sooner than later. And I'm so pumped about it. I love that our family's getting bigger and bigger. So continue to hit the likes and subscribes. It means the world to my family. Yeah, we're super pumped to have you guys on board. right, now for the dad joke. I've did my first nude painting the other day. Came out pretty good. The neighbour's front door looks awesome now. All right, let's see this. How good are you guys? You guys should be so proud of what you've gotten up to. We've done Mitre Boxes with 4 different style lids based on your equipment and your skill set. But think of everything that we've learned along the way. Do you even remember, oh, feels like ages ago, when we did our mitre joins and we used the masking tape to glue up? That's a technique we didn't know before. Then we did our strengthening splines. We made the jig just for these boxes. So the mitre joins are nice and strong now. Then we jumped on the router. We did a couple different bases. Couple different styles in the corners. That was a technique we didn't know before. And then the router, we embraced the router table today. We used the router to knock out this this lid with the 45 bit. I love how that one turned out. Then we used the straight cutter bit on this lid to get the fit. I really like how that one turned out. Last technique that we used, basically a little bit of scrap, the drop saw, and a little bit of time, and I really like how that one turned out. But I still think this one's my favourite. Hinge technique, all you need is a little bit of rod, nail, it doesn't really matter, something that will swivel, a little bit of scrap, and it's perfect. Actually, that is my favourite for sure. So, I love that you guys have learnt new skills, got some new kit hopefully, and like I've always said along the way, I'm by no means a master craftsman. None of these are 100% perfect. You could pick out a few things from all of them. It's totally up to you how much you want to sand, how fiddly you want to be, if you've got tiny burn marks, or I think one of the splines I could have chucked a bit of pine putty in. Can't even find it now. But I'm all about teaching you guys new skills. You get to take projects and maybe buy some more kit for your garages or your workshops. That's what I'm all about. So, you guys are the best. I'm super proud of you. And peace and love. So much more kit. Rubbish, the first one was better. G'day guy. First, God, it's only early in the day too. G'day guys, Moose. Just have a little think about everything that we've learnt together. Remember back at the start, we had the I don't know if you noticed, our family is slowly growing and we're going to hit, with a bit of luck sooner than later, that 1,000 subscriber mark, which means the world to me. So thank you so much. Please continue to spread the word, click the likes and subscribes. Now, dad joke, because it's almost Christmas here, everywhere.